There, back with you. Right, okay. So I've turned the video around so you're not looking at the sun and the lovely skies, the blue skies out there. Loads of birds on the bird feeders and things. Yeah, it's quite idyllic here anyway. Anyway, that's enough of that. I am making a sterling silver stacked seaglass pendant. I haven't got the necklaces, but that doesn't matter because I don't tend to make necklaces. Although they're all recycled silver now, which is brilliant. And even this silver here that I've got is recycled silver. This is 1mm silver wire. And what I tend to do is either I hammer the end so it's flat and a little bit wide, or I do what I'm going to do today. I heat up the end and you'll notice that it turns into a little blob, which is quite clever really. I've lost my pliers, as I do in this place, because I can never find anything because it's a blinking mess. I'll use these pliers, they'll be alright. So hold the wire in the pliers like so, and probably going to need the big flame for this. Let's get the big flame out. This is the sort of thing that you would do your creme brulee with and that sort of stuff. And there's your big flame. I love the Dremel for the little tiny flame for when you're doing earrings and things like that. It's brilliant. But this needs a big flame, as you can see there. Nice hot flame. And I simply, without burning my fingers, heat the bottom of the wire up. Now if I bring this closer to the phone, hopefully without setting fire to the phone, you'll notice that as soon as it gets hot enough, it goes into a little tiny blob at the end. So then I want to shove that into the pickle. So pickle, basically you should put it into warm pickle and you leave it there for a few minutes and it gets rid of all that grey, as you saw when I finished melting it. It turns it gets rid of all that fire scale, okay. Now this is pickle, so I only use plastic in the pickle because if you use certain metals, the copper in the metal comes out into the water, into the pickle, and you end up, when you come to pickle a nice silver ring that you've made, you end up with a nice copper ring, because what happens is it goes from the pickle onto the copper. The copper that's gone into the pickle goes onto the silver of the ring. So it's a electro process, whatever it's called. Can't remember what it's called. Everybody will know, but I can't remember. So just rinse that off with a bit of water. It's not been in there long enough, so obviously it's still black. You see, it's still black on the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over with a little bit of sandpaper. Here. A little bit of wet and dry. This is 3000 grade, so it's really quite a fine grade. And get it a bit wet. And I don't know whether you can see me doing that, but I just want to get rid of some of that black because it looks really unsightly. And if I do the same like that on the little ball at the bottom, what you end up with is a little sterling silver length of wire. That's got rid of most of it. I mean, for film purposes, it's okay. I would do more than that if I wasn't filming it, but it takes a little while. So you got yourself a 1mm silver wire, and I always drill with the 1mm silver drill bit. So these are pre-drilled. I've just drilled them myself, and they sit on the end, and then you have the little ball at the end of the wire. You can see that up really. See, I've got a little ball, and it's actually quite attractive on the bottom of the stack. Like I say, you can hit the wire with a hammer and make it flat, and then you end up with a flat piece of wire just here, but I personally don't think it looks as nice. And then I just get usually 4 pieces of seaglass that are either all different colours, or I do a little mix like that. But you can do 4, you can do more than 4. 3 looks stupid. Hate 3. 3 just doesn't look right. I'll show you what I mean. It's really weird, but if I show you 3, just like, look, it looks unfinished. It doesn't look right. So I do 4, at least. If I had another one, I can show you what 5 look like, but I haven't. And that's my 4. And the trick for the top is to turn it into a loop. Now, I'm really like scientific about this. I measure it and everything. No, I don't. What I do, I've discovered in all the time I've been doing this, that the distance between that bit of my little finger and that bit of my little finger, or that finger, if I put that on top of the seaglass and cut the wire above that finger, so it's literally the width of my finger. I mean, cut the seaglass, what am I talking about? Cut the silver. So I've now got a piece of silver like that. Okay? So then I go to my round pliers, and that's my round ones. I'm very lucky in that because I've used them so much, I have a groove in the pliers where they are used. I think you can just about see the groove just there. So what I do is I go down to that groove and I turn the wire in a full circle, so, and that's your top, but that looks stupid. So then what I do is I bend it back on itself, close it up, and you end up with something like that, which doesn't look stupid at all. It looks really pretty. And that, sorry, I wasn't in the middle of the screen there at all. That is your stacked seaglass. Really simple to do, but a really effective. You imagine when that's polished up, and that's polished up. It's a really effective way of making a nice little bracelet, a nice little necklace. And I'd pop that on one of the trace chain necklaces, which is it's an 18-20 necklace, so you can wear it at 18 or you can wear it at 20. Because some people like to wear these ones at 20 because it's just a little bit longer. It hangs a little bit lower on your chest and looks a bit more pretty. And obviously you can use any colour seaglass you want. You can use them all the same colour if you want. You can just mix and match and play around. But that's just to show you how easy it is. Once you've got your holes obviously in the middle of the seaglass, you don't even need round seaglass. You can use like I've used here. They're all different shapes. They're not all round. They're all sorts of different shapes. I've got some more here that I'm gonna use. I've got that bit there that's kind of strange shape, but if you can match the size, you get away with it. It looks nice. It looks great. Occasionally I have done pyramids, but they're a bit trickier to do. But with a pyramid, I would look for quite a big base. So perhaps get, I don't know, it's about half the size of a 5p. And then maybe I'd go for a blue of some description if I could find a blue. There's a blue. So now I've got a blue that's a little bit smaller. And then I'd maybe have another white that's a little bit smaller still. And put that on top. And then I'd go for a smaller blue. If you've got a smaller blue, I've got a bright blue there. got a bright teal there. And you get a kind of... Let's take the phone out of this and show. You get a kind of... Where are we? There we are. Sorry about that. You get a kind of pyramid effect, which is quite cool. So the wire goes up through. Same principle, same way of doing the wire, but you get a little pyramid, and that makes a brilliant stacked seaglass as well. So that's how I do the stacked seaglass. They take a little bit longer than a normal seaglass pendant, but I think they look really effective. And as usual, all Cornish seaglass. You can catch me on my website. You can have a look on there and see what I do on there, which is www.alittlebitofcornwall.co.uk. On Instagram as well, but it's even longer on Instagram. It's something like instagram.com/ a little bit of Cornwall jewellery, because somebody else already had a little bit of Cornwall, which is really naughty. I'm not. I am a limited company, and you can find me on Facebook and everywhere else, Etsy, the lot. I'm everywhere. So if you want a stacked seaglass pendant, I can actually make them to order. So unless you wanted all red, which I can't do because I've hardly got any red, I've got like one red. Yes, I've not got much red at all. But if you wanted, say, green and white or whatever, I could make you one up, and that wouldn't be a problem. And it would be made to measure and made exactly completely for you. But I've just run out of silver wire, so that is coming tomorrow. So I'm going to make one more stacked silver pendant today, and then I'm going to get on with some orders that I've got in. I've got a ring to do, and I've got a bracelet to do, and that sort of thing. And maybe my next video will perhaps be making a bracelet, because that's one of the jobs I've got to do. Just need to find out the colour that I need to do it in from the customer that's bought it. But yeah, so that's that. I shall catch up with you again very, very soon. Bye for now.